Hey y'all! In today's video, we are going to talk about books. I am going to share with you a few of the books I have been reading, and I also need a little bit of your help on picking the next book on my list. So stick around. I must tell you, in the event that you do not know, I have the heart's desire to be an avid reader. However, that is not my current reality. So this is not like, you ain't getting 20 books in this video. But I did want to share with you because I am actually very surprised at the last couple of books that I have read, how much I have enjoyed them, and the difference between the two. And then, like I said, I do kind of need your help on picking which one because I'm between two, and I don't know. I'm just interested to see maybe what you guys think. Yeah, so let's get into it. Okay, first up is Eve in Exile by Rebecca Merkel. This book was actually recommended by one of the women in our co-op, and she did kind of a book club, book study type thing with it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend that, but I did read the book, and y'all, this is good. Now, I can see, I had a little discussion with her afterwards, and she said she actually stopped recommending it to people because she was finding that some people, it just didn't resonate the same with, and some of the concepts, biblical concepts, they just didn't resonate well with them, and so they didn't really care for the book. And so she said she started off by recommending it to everyone because she loved it, and then she was like, I only recommend it to people that I know, that I feel would really enjoy it. I think it's really good. I think it's one of those books that will absolutely kind of test your thinking and your thought process on certain things, how you view things. It will challenge your perspective, but like in a good way. Everything comes back from, or everything is obviously from a Christian perspective. It's the restoration of femininity. And it's so good. And the way that she writes, I really loved, because just reading the text in itself was sort of a challenge. It was just one of those books that you didn't just fly through. You really had to kind of go slow, soak it all in, really kind of think on it a little bit. And I don't know, I really liked this one. Okay, this next one. If you guys have been around, I think I got this last summer, and I did a random book outlet haul. And let me just put a side note here. I am so missing my book outlet hauls. I feel like I could maybe get one in. If you guys would be interested in maybe a book outlet haul, let me know in the comments below, because I feel like I can always get kind of some good things, just good options. And I miss doing those. I miss having book outlet hauls because book outlet is my favorite. But I did tell y'all at the beginning of the year, I was going to have to slow down on that stuff a whole bunch because we got lots of things going on here, that funds need to be allocated to. Anyways, I'm getting off track. Okay, so I got this book, and I had no idea what to expect. Honestly, I saw the title, I kind of skimmed a little bit of the description and said, okay, let's go for it. It was like $2. That was, it's Magnolia Magnolia Market, and it is by Judy Christie. You guys, I loved this book. I actually had my niece read it. She was here for a handful of weeks, and I gave it to her to read at, during kind of some free time that she had here. Now, it took me a month-ish to get through it. She read it in 3 days, but it is such a fun book. Now, I didn't realize this, but this is actually, does it tell me? I know I saw it right down here. So it tells me here that it's a Christian romance fiction. I've never read Christian fiction, like ever. And I didn't know that before I read it, but there was something in the book where the main character, her name is Avery, she says something about prayer to God or praying to God or something like that. And I was like, well, that's kind of interesting for a fiction book. You know, sometimes they'll kind of throw that stuff in, but not usually. And then I saw it a handful more times and was like, man, that's really cool. I just, you know, didn't expect it. And then I looked on the back and I'm like, well, it's a Christian book. That's probably why. But this was so fun. It was so great to come off of the Even Exile, which was a little bit heavier. Obviously, it's a thinner book, but there was just a lot in this one to just read. Obviously, it's bigger, but it was so fun to read. It was so light, so easy. It was very, like, it's like a small town. It follows a woman who lives in a small town, and just kind of her daily happenings and things she gets into and troubles. And there's a little bit of romance, of course, but there's also like a little bit of suspense, and there's a little touch of everything in the entire book. It's super fun, super light, nothing crazy. I read this in like 3 weeks because honestly, I just couldn't stop reading it. I do want to try and find more of her books. This also says it's a trumpet and vine novel. And she also has, okay, so she's the author of the Green series, including Gone to Green. I would be interested in even trying to find more from her. Because I just really enjoyed it, and I've never read Christian fiction, like I said, and that was a very, very nice surprise. Now, on to what I am reading now, and you'll see kind of a theme here. Now I am on to Family Driven Faith by Vodi Bakum, and this one is really good too. I'm not too far in, so I can't give you like full, you know, review kind of situation here, but this one is really good too. So far there have been lots of good little nuggets of information, very practical things. There are things that he has mentioned that are things that we currently do, and there are things he has mentioned where I'm like, I probably would have never thought of that and the implications of that, so probably need to make some adjustments. And I have a feeling that this book will probably continue to be that way, and I am really looking forward to finishing it. If you've read this one, I would be interested to know your thoughts here. So here's kind of where I'm at, where I need a little bit of your help. So I like this pattern of like kind of a heavier read, kind of self-help type thing, because I do really enjoy these. However, I have got to take a break in between, because if I don't, and I just keep reading these types of books together, you know, and this is all that I read, I get extremely overwhelmed and feel as though everything is wrong and nothing is right and I'm terrible. So I have to break them up, and I have to take these slow, and I have to take them in chunks. So in between these two books, I'm really finding that I like reading fun, light fiction books. However, I don't know what to read. I don't know. When I was in high school, like the Harry Potter was like the thing. We were reading Harry Potter, and we did The Great Gatsby, and you know, all the things that we had to read, the Odyssey, all the things we had to read that we didn't want to read. And I never liked those then, but I enjoy reading. It's just, I got to find out what I like reading. And this was really fun and really enjoyable. So if you have any thoughts or ideas on fiction books that you think that maybe I should look into that are very light, very easy. I am not like a murder mystery kind of gal. I'm not a crime gal. I'm none of that. I don't watch scary movies, none of that kind of stuff. But just a fun, light, easy something that I can use to break up between two heavier books. I would love your thoughts and opinions there. I am going to look and see if Miss Judy Christie has any other books. I'm going to check my library too and see if maybe they have any. But I've tried, like I've gone through the library and looked at a couple of books that I've seen floating around, and they just don't interest me. Except for those Colleen Hoover books. I've read some of the descriptions on those, and I just get like mixed feelings on them. Like I'm not real sure if it's something that I would like, but I'm kind of intrigued. So I need to write that down, because when I go to the library, I need to see if they have any of her books. Yeah. Okay. So on to what will be after this one. Will be whatever light, fun fiction thing I find, if I can find something. But then I'm between these two. And so I need you guys to tell me which of these two, if you have any experience with either of them, which one you think, you know, you would recommend above the other or whatever. So the first one I have is She Is Yours, and this is by Jonathan and Winter Pitts. I also snagged this I got this on Amazon. But I've been really wanting to read this one because I got it a while ago and I was super interested in it when I got it. But I just haven't made it there because I just haven't. And so I really want to get into it because I think it sounds really great. And then the other one on my list is Live Not by Lies by Rod Dreher. This one, I've had this for a little while too. I heard about this book through Heidi St. John. And it's another one of those I'm just interested in reading. But like, which one do I pick? Honestly, I'm kind of leaning a little more towards this just because I'm already reading this one, which is like a, you know, family parenting type deal, which this one is also going to be. So I'm almost thinking, do Live Not by Lies, do Family Driven Faith, right? Isn't that what it's called? Yes, Family Driven Faith, find a fun fiction, do Live Not by Lies, and then maybe another fun fiction, and then get to She Is Yours. That way I'm really kind of breaking it up. And if I can get through those, the only other book on my shelf that I'm currently looking at, that I want to get in, but I just don't know about, is Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. Never read anything by C.S. Lewis. I'm a little concerned that may be one that takes me a long time. But like I want to tackle it because it's C.S. Lewis. So, I think that's right. I think that's the only one. So you guys let me know. I know I needed a lot of help in this one. Fun fiction that's just light, super easy, super good read. The Baxter Family, that's another one that I have seen. Don't know who writes those, so sorry. I just remember seeing The Baxter Family a lot. If you guys have any kind of thoughts or suggestions, like maybe that's a good one. What other one did I say? I don't know. But if you have any like that, like a light, fun, super easy read, just to kind of break up all of the other really heavy books that I have, that would be great. And then what do you think on either one of these? Live Not by Lies or She Is Yours? I would be forever grateful for those. And that does it for today's video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.